Hi guys, annyeong, it's me Sarah, and today I was gonna take you guys to a pork belly barbecue samgyeopsal restaurant, but unfortunately the smog outside is really terrible, so I'm officially house stuck. But the thought of eating pork belly has left me with this huge craving for samgyeopsal, like I'm literally seeing pigs flying around in my house. So I'm gonna make a dish using samgyeopsal and gochujang. Plus, I'm also going to make a really easy steamed egg dish called 계란찜, which goes great with the pork. The main ingredients that you'll need are 500 grams of pork belly or samgyeopsal, half an onion, half a stalk of green onions. We're going to use both the white and green parts in this recipe. 1 tablespoon of sesame seeds. Today I'm using these black sesame seeds, but if you don't have it, don't feel like you need to go out and buy it. I mean, this just looks nicer in terms of presentation. First, slice your onion into thin slices. Next, shred the green onions to make what's called pate in Korean. You can do this with a regular knife, but I have this little handy device which is used to shred vegetables. You can buy this at Taizol for a few dollars, so if you're ever in Korea, invest yourself in one of these. It just makes Korean cooking so much easier. Now leave the pate to soak in cold water for a few minutes to get rid of the bitter taste. Let's prepare the marinade for the pork. I'm just going to place all the ingredients one by one into this big bowl. 4 tablespoons of gochujang or red pepper paste, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. You can use cornstarch, oligosaccharide or honey, just something which is sweet but a little thick and syrupy to bring all the ingredients together. 1 tablespoon of green plum extract. This is a natural sweetener that we use a lot in Korean cooking. If you don't have it, you can just use apple juice. Soy sauce, sesame oil, 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, gochugaru or red pepper powder, 1 tablespoon of soju, sake or mirin, whatever you have, half a teaspoon of ginger powder. Soju and ginger is often used when we cook pork so you don't smell the meat. And to finish, some cracked pepper. Then just take a spoon and mix everything together. Now add the pork into the marinade and we're going to massage it so that all the meat is coated in the sauce. You know, I actually like the feeling of massaging fresh meat. I don't know, is that weird? Now let's take our meat and put it into the fridge to rest. I'm going to leave this for 20 minutes because I decided to make this out of the blue, so I don't have much time, but ideally you should leave this for up to half a day. While we're waiting, I want to show you how to make a really easy steamed egg dish called 계란찜. The soft, smooth texture of the eggs makes a great complement to spicy foods. Crack 2 eggs into a bowl. Add half a tablespoon of mirin, followed by half a tablespoon of pickled shrimp. This is called 새우젓 in Korean. If you can't find it, you can use salt, but 새우젓 has a much more exciting flavor. The milk's going to give the eggs a really smooth texture. Whisk everything together so it blends nicely. Next, I'm going to add some tofu, and specifically this is yeondubu, which is soft tofu. The soft, silky texture of this tofu is going to make a super creamy 계란찜. It's almost like pudding. Pop that into the eggs. When I make 계란찜, I like to put the ingredients in a bowl and then put it in a pot of water to steam. This takes longer than doing it directly in a pot, but you don't have to worry about burning the eggs. I think everyone has their own way of doing 계란찜. Like some people do it directly in a pot, some people do it in a microwave, but this is just the way that I like to do it. I'm going to turn on my stove to high heat and bring this to the boil. Once the water boils, open the lid and mix everything together. Like get in there and really mash that soft tofu. Turn the heat down a little and leave it for about maybe 10 minutes until the egg mix is half cooked. This soft tofu 계란찜 actually makes really good baby or toddler food. I sort of developed this when my kids were younger to get them to eat more tofu. You can pour the egg mixture into these little baby food jars, which are made of glass, and then steam them in the pot and leave it in the fridge to feed your kids. After 10 minutes, turn off the heat, open the lid, and I'm gonna add these diced green onions for decoration. Basically, at this point, you can add whatever you like: carrots, peppers, mushrooms, even cocktail shrimps. Put the lid back on and let it rest for 2 minutes so the egg mixture is fully cooked. Out of the fridge and cook it. Warm a pan on medium-low heat, and this part's really important, guys. Do not add any oil to this. We're using pork belly, which produces a lot of oil when you cook it. So if you add extra oil to this, you're just gonna grease yourself out, so don't do that. Once it's warm, place the pork onto your pan and cook it front and back. Now you have to be careful here. You have to adjust the level of heat as you cook it so the marinade doesn't burn. Gochujang tends to burn really easily, so you have to stay focused when you do this. Once the meat's almost cooked, I'm going to cut the meat and then turn up the heat slightly to produce a smoky aroma to the marinade. Now, I'm just going to use scissors to cut the meat, guys, because I'm Korean and Koreans always cut their meat with scissors. The onions that I sliced earlier, I'm going to place them on the bottom of the dish. Place the slices of pork on top. Then take some of the pache or shredded green onions that we made earlier and place them on top of the pork. You want both the green and white parts to provide a little bit more color to the dish. Finish off by sprinkling some sesame seeds on top. Oh my god, is it just me or does this look absolutely delicious? And let's not forget the 계란찜. So I'm gonna try the gochujang 삼겹살 first. It's really good. I know that the sauce looks really red, but it's actually not very spicy. It has more of a sweet flavor. Think of tteokbokki sauce. If you wanted to punch up the spice in this marinade, you could add cheongyang peppers. When I do these recipe videos, I'm trying to tame down the spice, but if you like spicy food, totally go for it. Feel free to add those chilies. Korean meat dishes are quite heavy and use a lot of marinades, so if you want to know what to pair with this dish, I recommend that you have it with red wine. The best way to enjoy gochujang 삼겹살 is to have it together with the onions and the pache. The pache and onions have this slightly bitter flavor, which balances out the greasy flavor of the pork. Oh my god, the pork was so good that I almost forgot about the 계란찜. Let's try the 계란찜 now. Because we added the milk and the soft tofu, it has like this creamy, silky texture. It doesn't feel like you're eating eggs. It feels like you're eating some kind of really savory, sweet, and silky pudding. If you have a piece of the gochujang 삼겹살, and you really feel the spice on your tongue, then follow that with a spoonful of 계란찜. And that, my friends, is instant relief. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you've got a question, a request, any recommendations, please leave me a comment. I hope to see you again next time. Bye! 다음에 또 만나요.